What's good, Cosmo Collective? Welcome back to Eternity Tarot. I'm Eternity, and I hope you're having a wonderful moment whenever you're finding this reading. In today's reading, we'll be exploring no contact, separation, and are things changing in this connection if you are in no contact or separation. This video is for all the hashtag Lonely Hearts Club members out there who just want to know if they're no contact or maybe in separation with someone that they love, probably a romantic connection, to be honest. If anything is changing, is that person growing? Are we growing in alignment towards each other? Are we growing apart? We just want a couple of answers. As always, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find this reading, as long as it feels like it resonated and it called out to you, there is a message here for you. And of course, it's also a collective reading, so don't forget, you're the co-creator of your own reality. Take what messages resonate for you here today, leave behind any messages that don't resonate for you today for someone else, and always remember that just because I'm sharing what the cards say align and resonate with you doesn't mean it has to dictate your life. If you want to just go ahead and jump to your pile, you already know which pile you want. The timestamps are going to be down below. And if not, let's get into the pile selection. For those of you that chose the card in the thumbnail with the yellow border or the 8 of Wands card, pile 1 is your reading. For those of you that chose the card in the thumbnail with the green border or the 5 of Pentacles, pile 2 is your reading. For those of you that chose the card in the thumbnail with the pink border or the wheel card, pile 3 is your reading. Now that you've selected your pile, whenever you're ready, I'll meet you at your reading. If you chose the card in the thumbnail with the yellow border or the 8 of Wands, this is your reading, pile 1, on no contact, separation, are things changing in this connection for you. Let's get into it. Messages for pile 1, Spirit. Are things changing in this no contact, separation for pile 1? Are things changing in this connection? Are things changing in this connection, in this no contact connection? Looking good so far. We have the 2 of Cups. Are things changing in this connection for pile 1, please, Spirit? Are things changing in this connection for pile 1? Messages for pile 1. The Sun. Pretty freaking good so far. No whammies. Come on, Spirit. Oops. Spirit said take that one. King of Pentacles. Okay, first impression so far, it looks like things are hopefully changing in this connection. They're beginning to stabilize and move towards a more positive, balanced place. It does seem to be that there is some mutual desire here, pile 1, which is really being brought out into the light, and there is potential for stability. But let's keep going. Okay, strength. There's resilience that's present here as well, pile 1. Messages for pile 1. Are things changing in this connection for pile 1? 4 of Pentacles. Okay, let's keep it going. Messages for pile 1. Are things changing in this connection for pile 1, Spirit? Ooh, lost a couple cards there. Are things changing in this connection for pile 1, please, Spirit? The Magician. Okay, someone is actively manifesting. No, actually not someone. It seems to me that both of you are actively manifesting this connection and focusing more on the resilience of the connection as well as the potential that the connection could truly and deeply realize. There's this element of resilience, which means both you and the other party, pile 1, you're coming to this realization, as I already said. This realization is coming into the light. You're sort of you've grown apart to grow together, Pile One, and you're seeing where the shortcomings were and where you both were contributing to holding one another back in this connection. Maybe where you were contributing to a lack of love, toxicity. And it seems like there has been some growth. There's forgiveness that is starting to come into the mix emotionally as well. And we're stepping away from this lack mentality in order to manifest a new, more beautiful, wholesome future. But I want to see what Spirit says we're manifesting here in this connection, because it seems like both of you still are attracted to each other, still want each other, still want this connection, and maybe you just had a couple of things that you needed to work out on your own. Five of Wands. Yeah, so we're manifesting clear movement through challenges. It literally says with the Five of Wands, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. There is definitely a secondary message of patience here. So maybe as you two have grown apart, Queen of Wands, maybe as you two have grown apart, you've learned to be more patient. You've learned to give enough space for the other to have room to grow in this connection. It could have been that you two were together at a time in your life where it was like, oh, this energy is coming through very clearly, Pile One. It could, Spirit just confirmed for me. For you, Pile One, it could have been very much right person, wrong time. Maybe someone was trying to build stability for themselves. They didn't have stability whatsoever. And so this impacted their confidence. Maybe they had a more negative outlook. Spirit is calling me to mention Issa and Lawrence. If you've ever seen the show Insecure, it's like Lawrence had to get his shit together. He had to arrive to certain conclusions about himself and what he wanted as a man professionally. And don't take this in a gendered way simply because I said Lawrence needed to figure out what he wanted as a man. Really, Lawrence's journey was all about clarity of what he wanted for himself. There was never an issue of wanting Issa in the relationship. That was the one constant that he had, but he also sort of used the constant of Issa as a means of resting on his laurels and never moving forward because she was his comfort zone. So maybe both of you had to step outside of your comfort zone, not because you didn't want to be together. It's just sometimes Spirit takes us on separate journeys that diverge paths so that we can integrate certain lessons about ourselves and grow and come back together in order to stabilize that foundation. And I see in this Pile One, the love is still there. The love has always been present, and the attraction has always been present. So it's never been a question of whether we want each other or not, Pile One. It's always sort of been like trying to figure out a way for it to be us against the world. Because it seems in this connection, more than anything, it was always the world against us. And so you guys have gone on your separate journeys. You've integrated certain lessons that you needed to integrate on your own. You've developed more patience for each other's respective journeys, more compassion for one another, and a desire for resilience within this connection to give it another try. And so now that that's fully integrated, you're manifesting a way of being a strategy where any issues that were prevalent or major issues can now be resolved. And literally, I'm hearing Spirit say, let's get back to the loving. And this is primarily a romantic reading. When you see that Two of Cups come out, sorry, y'all. You know what time it is. And of course, the bottom of the deck is the Fool. So that's confirmation that it seems, Pile One, this is already quite a beautiful reading. It seems to me, Pile One, that a new beginning between you and the person you're inquiring about is on the horizon, and it's a mutually desired new beginning. It's going to come in an equally balanced way And it's not just because one person wants it more than the other. Both of you want this new beginning together. How beautiful. And I had a feeling the reading would be like this, Pile One, because I always feel when I ask Spirit to give me a card to represent each pile so that you all can choose your piles, I always feel like it tells a little snapshot of the story. So when I saw that Eight of Wands for your pile choice, Pile One, I was like, ooh, they got something coming in. Hopefully it's good. Let's get more to the story, Spirit. Are things changing in this connection for Pile One? We already saw confirmation of that as a yes, Pile One. So now we're just going to look into what exactly is changing. So already we have the Hanged Man, which means, oh, that's so beautiful already, Pile One. That tells me that all of this was a part of Spirit's design. Spirit separated you two and put you in your separate corners so that you could achieve a new vantage point in order to align with each other and to really clarify what you both are looking for. And it seems to have worked so far. Are things changing in this connection for Pile One, Spirit? Are things changing in this connection for Pile One? No contact and separation for Pile One. Nine of Cups, period. Okay, wish fulfillment. Yes, so we had this Hanged Man energy that the both of you were in, and that was to clarify whether this was truly your wish fulfillment or not. Spirit is saying with this Hanged Man that we wanted you to become more discerning and to really be able to recognize what blessings we were sending your way and the potential of this connection in its true, most earnest form, and also to recognize the love and that this is the love in the Ten of Cups that you've been asking for. Let's get more to the story, Spirit. Are things changing in this connection? Not going to take those. Spirit said take that one. Three of Wands. Okay, beautiful. So with the Three of Wands, we literally have our ships coming in. So this tells me, Pile One, that you may have been waiting for a long time for, I said ships, our ships are coming in, our shipments are coming in, but Spirit also told me, like, our eggs are cracking. Oh, that might be a message, Pile One, for someone who's looking to have a child, whether you're man, woman, whatever you identify with. If you are someone who's been wanting to have a child and you're wondering if things are changing on that front with you and your partner, that might have been a message for you. The eggs are beginning to crack. That is such a beautiful way for Spirit to confirm that for someone. But this tells me, it literally says prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step. This tells me that without a doubt, Pile One, things have changed in this connection, and now it's only your job to allow it in. It seems like you and this other person have done the respective work in introspection required to move this connection forward, and now it's just about your shipments coming in, seeing them when they arrive, and showing up with all of those new lessons you have integrated. Let's clarify the Hanged Man, please, Spirit. Are things changing in this connection for Pile One? Clarify the Hanged Man. Nine of Pentacles. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. Nine of Pentacles says your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. I mean, this is self-explanatory. Literally, Spirit put you both on timeout. Spirit separated you guys for what could have been a long or a short time, depending on your connection. I'm leaning towards a somewhat long time since we have this motif of the ships coming in into ships coming to port, but it's telling me, like, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Both of these cards are about wish fulfillment. Both of these cards are about having our dreams come true and fulfilled. It literally says that on both cards. There is a sort of air of independence that is always present for me when I read the Nine of Pentacles, but for me, that isn't independence as in singleness now. This is giving the energy of since it's clarifying the Hanged Man, it's giving the energy of, like, I've found myself. I know myself in a real meaningful way. And because I know myself so well now, and I'm so self-contained, I'm now able to have a clearer vantage point on this relationship. I can tell where I end and you begin, and that allows me not to get my baggage all over the place and mix it with your baggage, and for us to come from a very healing, true, loving, genuine connection rather than just being hurt people who hurt people, speaking from our ego, and getting our messes all over each other. So this is giving the energy of some people who have literally been apart for years. Maybe you've grown in maturity. Maybe you had a recent promotion that caused you to grow in maturity. Maybe you were childhood friends who reconnected. Something like that. But there is an air of self-containment and maturity that has arisen after this hangman. Clarify the Nine of Cups, Spirit. Are things changing in this connection? How are things changing in this connection for pile 1? Three of Swords. Woo. Three of Swords. So we have the Nine of Cups clarified by the Three of Swords. And that's telling me that you've let go of the past. You've let go of past hurts. You've let go of other relationships that maybe broke your heart. I mean, the Three of Swords is the clearest card indicating heartbreak. And Spirit is saying the wish fulfillment is to have moved beyond this heartbreak. We already saw a message of forgiveness present in the earlier part of your tarot reading today. So maybe this is someone who broke your heart because there was a lack of maturity or understanding of how meaningful this connection was to you, pile 1. And now we've seen you've integrated this heartbreak. You've become more self-contained. You healed yourself and you learned to forgive. And now you're moving towards a loving connection. It seems like you do want to spin the block. It seems like that loving connection is with this person. And now you're exercising your discernment to see, are they really who they say they are? Will they hurt me? Will they betray me? But it has a sort of lightness of being to it. You're no longer asking these questions from a place of fear, but rather from a place of discernment and self-containment and understanding that if it's not this person, if we don't reconnect, if things haven't grown and changed here, that doesn't mean that my 10 of Cups is lost for me forever. It just means it's still coming in, it's still on the horizon, and it's still showing up. Clarify the Three of Wands. Clarify the Three of Wands for pile 1, please, Spirit. Clarify the Three of Wands. Okay. King of Swords. Yeah, that's the clarification that we needed right there. That is just proof for you right there, pile 1, that, as I said, you're coming in, your ships are coming to port, and you're now assessing things with discernment, and you are both balanced in your heart and in your logic. You're rational, you're more logically minded, and you have less baggage with you, which is allowing you to see things a lot more clearly. So for you, pile 1, I do see that things have changed in this connection. It seems you've both grown apart to grow together, pile 1, and now you're in a place of self-worth, self-value, and also you're in a place of clear perception, meaning you can see things for what they truly are. You can see whether this reading confirms that or not, you can see if this person who maybe has just come back into your life really has grown. You can see that. You can see if there's still a little more work to be done, and you have the discernment over your personal life as to whether this person is invited to be a part of that again. Let's take some oracle cards for you, pile 1. What a beautiful reading so far. I'm not gonna lie. Whoops. For my first reconciliation, no contact separation reading, I thought the storylines would be less hopeful. So that makes me feel really good for you, pile 1. Not going to take, oh, I am going to take that one. Okay, because it's boundaries, and that's confirmation of that King of Swords. That one wanted to come out quick, guys. Advice and guidance for pile 1. Advice and guidance for pile 1. Power. Yes. Oh, these are so beautiful. You know, I wasn't expecting this reading to be so brief and concise for you, Paul One, but the messages were just so clear, and I'm so excited for you. If you recently reconnected with a boo thing who's changed, sound off in the comments because we want to know all the gory details. Tea with demons. Yes, that's speaking to an overarching sense of healing and shadow work that's been done as well, Paul One. All right, let's get into these oracle cards. Advice and guidance for Pile 1. The first card we have is boundaries. It says boundaries are a tremendous act of self-love. Respect your unique and singular energetic body, your ability to consent to what you take on from others, and what you give to others in the form of time, space, energy, and resources. Boundaries protect what is important to you while also allowing in the energy of people you trust. It is okay to say no. It is okay to say yes. It is okay to change your mind. Ultimately, you always have the final say. If others are disappointed, then that is their problem and not yours. So what I'm getting from this card, Pile 1, is that you've done a lot of inner work, a lot of soul growth, and frankly, in the past, maybe you were too young, or maybe the skill set was just underdeveloped. You lacked boundaries, and you've gone all the way around the block and done all the work that was required of you. So now you feel more confident and self-assured because you know you can protect yourself, and maybe in this particular connection, you will no longer stand for being taken advantage of or walked all over. And these boundaries have allowed you to find a place of forgiveness, but they also have allowed you to really have discernment and see what the truth is of what this person can offer you, and how are they truly showing up, and how will I allow people or this person to show up in my life, and how do I expect them to show up. So that's quite beautiful. That really is a message of self-love, self-respect, and self-containment that's integrated, and sovereignty. Next, we have power. Power is not always corrupt. Power is not always about domination or brute force ruling over those with less. Power can be soft. Power can be loving. Power can be healing. Power can be subtle and invisible, like winds sculpting canyons into beautiful patterns, or seeds bursting open to take root in the darkness of fertile soil. Power is influence and impact, uplifting those with less and empowering the powerless. Are you wielding your power to its full potential? So for you, Paul One, I get that in the past iteration of this connection, Paul One, maybe it felt super effortful. Like you were constantly trying to get this person to do what you wanted them to do, love them the way that you wanted to be loved. Love you the way that you wanted and needed to be loved, corralling their behavior, trying to get them to be less toxic, trying to get them maybe to just be open and receptive to love. And now you've learned that you're not willing to put in that amount of effort, because it shouldn't require that amount of effort to feel good in a relationship with this person. You want it to feel like ease again, and you understand that it should feel like ease. And yes, relationships are hard work, but even to do the hard work should feel easeful, and like not like you're being forced to, or like you're begging for connection. And so that power is symbolizing empowerment, obviously, but it's combined with those boundaries that you have now together. Now you can stand alone on your own 2 feet in that independent, self-contained energy that we saw with the 9 of Pentacles. And you also have these boundaries that connect, that control how people connect with you, and ensure that all connection is very meaningful connection for you. And I already know, Pile 3, this card is going to be speaking to the shadow work that you've done, because it seems like you've addressed your lack of boundaries. It seems as if you've addressed some of your more toxic traits. It seems like you've really done the work, and now this connection coming in this new and healed way is a blessing returning to you in the way that it was always meant to bless you. The goal of healing is not to fix yourself or get rid of the bad parts, but to make room for the totality of your multifaceted being, especially the aspects of yourself that may make you feel uncomfortable or ashamed. If loving those parts feels too hard for you right now, can you at least meet them and acknowledge their existence instead of shunning them? Imagine sitting down to have tea with your inner demons. Be willing to listen, non-judgmentally and with compassion. What do they need from you in order to feel accepted into the wholeness of your being? So you may still have a little bit of shadow work to integrate. You may still have traits about yourself that you haven't accepted or don't want to look at. But primarily, I see someone who has done the work, Pile 1. And it seems to me that you're going to be reaping the rewards of that. It also seems to me that you understand now that just because the behaviors that you've exhibited in the past are not satisfying to you, are not necessarily great, good behaviors and maybe caused more drama or toxicity, doesn't mean that that's who you are now. And also doesn't mean that that's a reflection of your character. It could have just been a reflection of your trauma or your unhealed nature at the time. And it seems to me that you've grown in maturity, even to the point that you recognize that even those shadow elements, even those parts of yourself that you don't like to look at, or even in the past have refused to look at, all are serving a purpose to protect you, uphold some part of your identity, and hopefully heal you, even if they're not functioning in the way that they're designed to. Pile 1, that is your reading on if things are changing in this no contact separation connection for you. As you know, it seemed to yield a pretty amazing result. I'm really excited for you, and I'm also really proud of you for doing the work, Pile 1. That is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. It was such a pleasure to read for you today, as it always is, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Pile 2, if you chose the card in the thumbnail with the green border or the 5 of Pentacles, this is your reading for those of you who are no contact or in separation or just curious on, are things changing in this connection? Let's get into it. Messages for Pile 2. Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2, Spirit? Are things changing? Spirit said take that one. 3 of Pentacles. So it looks like some work is being done. Are things changing in this? My goodness. Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? Pile 2, I am feeling quite a strong energy for your pile already. I haven't quite narrowed down what it is. It's like, Spirit said, take this one that fell on the floor. We have the 5 of Wands. It's a very subtle yet strong energy. It comes in sort of quietly. So I'm curious to see how that is expressed through your cards today. Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? Spirit, are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? It looks like there is some hard work being done, Pile 2, but there is a desire to resolve any drama or any conflict within this connection. Knight of Swords. And it seems to me that communication is coming in. So I'd bet, Pile 2, this is for those of you that have maybe been in a shorter no contact or separation. Maybe this is for those of you who are even twin flames in and this is like a breakdown that has happened quite recently, and maybe you guys just haven't talked in a couple days, or maybe like I'm getting a maximum of like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe. But it seems like there is a mutual desire. Actually, I don't know if it's mutual yet, but there is a desire for resolution. And I do see that communication is coming in, or something is moving quite quickly at the very least. Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? Are things changing in this connection? Spirit, are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? That being said, so far we don't have any major arcana cards. So even if there is movement happening here in an end to no contact or separation here, 10 of Cups. I was going to say it might not lead to the resolution that we're looking for, but that Ten of Cups just came out, so I don't know. Maybe I'm perceiving it wrong. Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2, Spirit? I will take both of those. Oh, that's 3 cards. Okay, I'll take them. We have the 3 of Cups reversed, the Devil reversed, and the 8 of Wands reversed. Okay, that's a message. Those have to be taken. What are the chances all 3 of those come out together? So we have the 3 of Cups in reverse, which can mean a couple things. If the person that you're inquiring about, Pile 2, was over there creeping, and maybe you found out that they were entertaining people they shouldn't have been entertaining, I'm getting that is now maybe gone away, or they've learned their lesson with regards to that. You really probably stood on business and said it's either them or me, and I'm getting that they really have wrestled with the you versus them, and they prefer you. Literally, like, I'm hearing someone say, like, I need to quit playing. And then we also have the Devil reversed, which tells me there is a desire to rid oneself of the shadows. Like, they don't want to keep playing in the shadows anymore. They don't want to keep meeting themselves at their lower nature. They don't want to keep sabotaging this connection, but it is going to be a slow process of integration. I'm also getting with that 3 of Cups that there's a slow collaboration. So yeah, they want to heal these past traumas. They want to stop sabotaging themselves, but it is slow. It is a bit of a slower journey. Not slow, just slower than you think. When we see that 8 of Wands in reverse, that is the opposite of fast-moving energy. Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2, please, Spirit? Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? Spirit said, look at the story. Okay, so there is some determination, and this person is wanting to come in with communication, and also wanting to acknowledge their feelings. They're letting go of some sort of stoicism here, and they're coming in with clarity and decisiveness. Are things changing in this connection for Pile 2? But are things changing in this connection? That's all well and good. I'm getting that they're changing a little bit, Pile 2, but we're asking for the big one. Like, if I let you back into my life, is that a good decision or a bad decision? Because are you really going to keep working, or are you just changing to get back into my good graces? And then you're going to go right back to that foolishness. Okay, so we see the 7 of Wands Seven of Swords in reverse. That's telling me that the question that I just asked is not something you have to worry about. This person, we see the Devil reverse, we see the 7 of Swords reverse. This person is letting go of self-denial, self-sabotage, and going on the wrong path. They're no longer lying to themselves about what this connection represents to them. Pile 2, they know they want to work it out with you. They know they want to let their hoes go. They know that this is something that could be something really beautiful, which we see in the 3 of Pentacles. They're willing to do the work. They're willing to grow to integrate this connection here. But it's going to take them some time to resolve these past traumas. It's going to take them some time to learn to stop sabotaging themselves. It's going to take them some time to learn that it's not more meaningful to have more connections with more people if those connections are ultimately like worth nothing. So they are changing. Right now, I don't necessarily see you guys coming together, but I do see that you represent the 10 of Cups for them, Pile 2. But it seems like they still have a little bit more to integrate on their journey before they can come in with this Knight of Wands and this fast-moving energy, but they want to. Let's get the final card for Pile 2's first half of the tarot. Are things changing in this connection? Period. Spirit said take it upright. Yes. Six of Swords. Things are changing in this connection. It's a little slower. You guys aren't going to come together immediately, pile 2. They're still integrating some of these lessons, but ultimately they're leaving behind the bullshit and they're headed towards the light. They're headed towards a place of healing, and they don't want to stay in this energy of self-sabotage and not moving forward anymore, pile 2. And then, of course, bottom of the deck, we have that Knight of Pentacles, which is confirmation. This is confirmation they moving real slow, pile 2, because when I see that Eight of Wands reverse in the Knight of Pentacles, Spirit is saying it's taking some time, but yeah, they're coming to you, but it's slowly. And so sometimes I get this card in my readings, my personal readings for myself, pile 2. And the thing that comes up when you have a connection like this where things are changing and where the person is growing, but growing slowly, we then have to ask ourselves, how long are we willing to wait for that person to show up in the way that they need to show up? It's like, you want to wait for them, you love them, but waiting is maybe an act of self-abandonment, pile 2. And also, you're not going to stall your timing for someone to come into alignment with you, pile 2. You shouldn't do that. So really ask yourself, are you waiting for this person? Because it might be time to let them go. And guess what? As soon as you let go of that attachment, that allows them to grow and evolve much faster. But you got to ask yourself, if you are waiting, pile 2, do you need love? Do you need to feel loved and cared for now or later? Do you need to feel partnership now or later? Because usually there is an urgency to a desire to be loved. Okay, so the love that you need to feel inside of your heart isn't saying it can wait as long as it takes for this person to evolve. It's calling you now. Let's get more to the story for pile 2. Are things changing in this connection? No contact and separation. Are things changing with pile 2's stink, with pile 2's bookie butt? Death. So we clearly have the card of transformation. Spirit is saying, oh yeah, things are changing. This connection is transforming in a way that it's never been before. So that's beautiful. And that's great and all, but we have the same question. You want this upright or reversed, Spirit? Upright or reversed? Reversed. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. So that's telling me it is changing and it is transforming, but it is a little messy. It is, while it's in the chrysalis stage, it is going to have a little bit of chaos to it, and it is going to require some temperance and balancing of this hot and cold energy, because it's a little bit all over the place. Clarify. Okay then. All right, clarifying the Death card, we have Strength upright, Two of Swords, and the Empress. So I see this as their energy versus yours, and the Two of Swords is literally the energy in between the two of you that's sort of keeping you guys in that separation. And the core fundamental, not issue, point of distance for the two of you. So this person is growing in their resilience and their self-compassion for themselves, and you're embodying the Empress. You're becoming the divine, divinely integrated, divine, feminine, nourishing, loving, true to oneself version of yourself. And so you both are evolving. But is it on the same page is what Spirit is calling me to ask right now. Because again, even though this connection is changing and evolving, it is quite possible that they're changing and evolving, but just not at the same speed as you. Like, the counterpart to the Empress is the Emperor. The counterpart to the Empress isn't Strength. So we have the Chariot, clarifying the Five of Wands. So that's telling me, like, there's a little drama coming in. The chaos is coming in with this person because, yes, they are evolving and changing, but it's not necessarily in alignment with you, pile 2. I know that's not what we want to hear, but sometimes that's what we need to hear. It's like, I'm so glad that you're doing better. I'm so glad that you're growing. I'm so glad that you think you're ready to be with me, but you still ain't ready to be with me. You still have a couple lessons to integrate. Clarifying solutions, we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah. It's saying that if there's no proper integration of this evolution, if you accept this person back into the fray, into your world too soon, before they have arrived at the true counterpart place to meet you, this is going to be an act of self-sabotage. It's an act of illusions, and it could do more harm than good for both of you. For both of your evolution, it could cause a major regression, simply because you were just a little out of their league, pile 2. That's the only way to put it. It's like, you're the empress. They're not the emperor yet. They're getting closer. They're on their way. They got strength. That's great. They're not the emperor, though. So you would both be in a place of self-denial, and I can already tell you, pile 2, why that would create some sort of chaos. And the reason for this is, once they come together, they'll feel like they've grown and evolved, but they'll know they're still not your equal. They're still not the emperor. You'll know that, so you'll start trying to make them more of the emperor. They're still not ready to grow and evolve and change that way. You can't force their timing, and this is going to be core dissonance, which is going to cause this Five of Wands in reverse, and it's going to come in quickly, and instead of being able to integrate it, you're going to lower your standards, pile 2, and you're going to get off of your position of power as the empress, and it's going to create a power imbalance, and they're going to lose their progress or stall in their growth and evolution, pile 2, because they're going to be busy trying to be something they're not, when spirit is calling them to integrate all that they are and find self-acceptance. So pile 2, those are your tarot cards on are things changing in this connection. The answer is yes, but at what cost? Let's take some advice and guidance oracle cards for you, pile 2, because you gonna need it, babes. I mean, it's not what we wanted to hear, but it's what we needed to hear. And the good news is, like, yes, they are growing and changing, but the thing is, you might have grown and changed so much too that you out-evolved them. Advice and guidance for pile 2 on this changing connection. Yes, Spirit said the whole deck. No, they can't have the whole deck. Advice and guidance for pile 2, please, Spirit. Advice and guidance for pile 2. Forbidden fruit. I hate that for you, pile 2. Yeah, that's literally saying, like, there's something you desire so deeply and that you want, but it feels a bit untouchable for you. Grounding. But just remember, Spirit doesn't ever show us things in our life that we want, that we cannot attain. So when I see that forbidden fruit card too, it reminds me of, like, there are a lot of tropical fruits that if you eat them before they're ripe, they'll kill you because they have poison. And we have the listen card. So that's telling me this fruit might be forbidden right now because it's not ripe yet. And if you pick it right now, you can make yourself very sick or even kill a part of yourself that shouldn't be killed. But if you get it when it's ripe, then you don't have to worry about that. Forbidden fruit. One person's boring apple is another person's forbidden fruit. What intrigues you? What compels you? What titillates you, seduces you, and maybe feels a little or very dangerous, naughty, and exciting? Forbidden fruits can offer tantalizing visions of a personhood you never believed possible for yourself. No matter what others tell you, the only thing stopping you from taking a bite and receiving knowledge of the unknown is yourself. Let your curiosity seduce you step by step toward a new electric vibration of being. So it's interesting what this card says, Pile 2, because Spirit is telling me for you to do the total opposite. Spirit is literally telling me, like, just because the potential and the, like, passion excites you, don't take a bite out of this fruit. Take a bite out of this fruit when it's ripe and ready for the taking, because you don't want to fall in love with potential again, Pile 2. You don't want to fall in love with potential again. And the thing is, it said in the card that you can receive knowledge of the unknown for yourself, and that is true. But in the Bible, when Eve bit from the fruit of the tree of knowledge, it actually unleashed hell for her, literally. So just keep that in mind if you choose to take a bite of the forbidden fruit, because it can do more harm than good. And Spirit has already indicated with your cards that you both are in a juggling ground where things can literally go well or go very poorly. Grounding. Fill the physical vessel of your body. Gently shift your awareness out of your mind and into your physicality. Place your hand somewhere on your body where it feels good. Inhale and exhale deep lungfuls of air and let your bones feel as heavy as rocks. Feel the solidity of the earth supporting you, pressing up against your body. Think of tree roots nestled deeply into the earth, providing foundation and support for the whole structure of a tree's upward growth. The more grounded you feel, the safer you feel when you expand to new heights. So Spirit is saying, before you go and bite into any forbidden fruits, check in with yourself, ground yourself, Pile 2, and really come into alignment with yourself before you make any decisions about this person and this connection if they come back into your life. Spirit is saying you will never regret taking the time to really go within yourself, see if this is something worth pursuing for you, using your discernment to see if this is really the right timing for you. You'll never regret taking that time to ground and integrate this moment, but you will always regret if you rush forward and ruin things prematurely. Listen. Pause for a moment and turn down the volume of your thoughts. Intentionally listen. Can you hear the secret underground river beneath your feet, whispering its knowledge to you, beckoning you to follow its hidden curves? Tune into the mysterious, subtle whispers that get lost in the cacophony of the outside world. It is only when we allow ourselves to be still that we receive vital clues about who we are, what we desire, and where we need to go next. Sometimes the most compelling messages from the universe speak very softly. Are you listening? So that's double confirmation for the message that I just shared with regards to grounding. Spirit is saying you'll never regret listening, taking the time to listen to what your inner being is telling you, but you will regret moving forward too soon and just taking a bite out of that forbidden fruit. So Spirit is asking you to consult your inner wisdom, consult your inner intuition, and consult from your alignment, and then choose whether or not to move forward with this person. Because yes, things are changing in this connection, but just because they're changing doesn't necessarily mean they're ready for you. Pile 2, that is your reading for the No Contact Separation Lonely Hearts Club individuals on Are Things Changing in This Connection. I hope the messages resonated for you. It was my pleasure to read for you, as it always is, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Pile 3, if you chose the card in the thumbnail with the pink border or the wheel card, this is your reading for the No Contact Separation Lonely Hearts Club individuals on Are Things Changing in This Connection for you? Let's get into it. Messages for Pile 3, Spirit. Are things changing in this connection? Messages for Pile 3, No Contact Separation. Are things changing in this connection? The Magician. Okay, someone's actively manifesting something, but what are we manifesting? Messages for Pile 3. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. Manifesting some sort of collaboration. I literally just heard, baby, please. Can we work on it, baby, please? I heard Wayne at the wedding of Whitley Gilbert saying, baby, please. If you know, you know. That's for the 90s babies out there, or those who love the 90s. Messages for pile 1. Oh, maybe that was a message for someone, because this sure as hell ain't pile 1. Messages for pile 3. Are things changing in this connection? Are things... Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Spirit is telling me there's an air of desperation here. And we don't necessarily know if that's good or bad. There is a 90s kind of love that I'm getting here, pile 3, which is very beautiful, but somebody clearly messed up, because all of a sudden I'm hearing Boys to Men, End of the Road, okay? I'm hearing someone literally like on their knees begging 90s Jodeci Boys to Men style. Which is very romantic, because, you know, the people don't yearn the way they used to in 2026. If you're finding this in 2026 or whenever you're finding it, they don't yearn the way they used to. But also, stand up. Are things changing in this connection for pile 3? Literally, I'm hearing, we belong together. And you know, oh, not me being off rhythm like I'm not. And you know that I'm right. Maybe that's confirmation for someone. Why do you play with my heart? Why do you play with my mind? I hope your headphones were turned down for that. I'm so sorry. Oh, said we'd be together. Said it never die. You and I can't sleep at night without holding you tight. Girl, each time I try, I just break down and cry. Pain in my head, oh, I'd rather be dead. Spinning around on the road, along we've come. I hope I don't get copyrighted. I'm literally hearing the End of the Road. I believe that's by Boys to Men. Okay, this is a pile of deep attachment. That's what Spirit is telling me. And Spirit is saying you've come to the end of the road. And I'm getting that neither of you guys want to let go. Or the other person in this connection doesn't want to let go. But it seems, pile 3, that you know it's time to walk away. We even have the 5 of Cups, which is a card of dissatisfaction, regret, and someone walking away. It says everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So I'm getting with this connection, pile 3. This is not a connection that has a happy ending, had a happy ending. I won't be surprised if the 3 of Swords or even the 10 of Swords comes up, because this is like a lot of anguish. You know, that 90s kind of like power ballad anguish where the boys got out there shirtless in the rain. That's the energy this is giving. Wild work. Somebody really put it on them, okay? What did you do to bewitch these people like that, pile 3? My goodness. Are things changing in this connection for pile 3? I'm not getting that things are changing, though. I'm getting that things are ending. And I think that's your choice, pile 3. I don't think it's what the other person wants. I think that they literally... they messed up real bad, and I think that you're the type of person, pile 3, you stand on business, and you don't play about yourself. You don't let people play in your face, and they tried it and they gone. There we go. 6 of Wands. Okay, so we have victory. We have someone winning. What are we winning? They're not winning. They're over here Jodeci in the rain. Okay, Spirit. The Sun reversed and the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So we have the Sun, which is the happiest card in the tarot deck, the card of illumination in reverse, and the 9 of Pentacles, which is another card of wish fulfillment in reverse. Okay, I see what we won. I love Spirit. Spirit is having a little key, y'all, because literally, this card is saying, oh, like you won, you got what you wanted. And I literally heard Spirit say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So you won, but at what cost? You won, but you're not happy. You won, but now you're single and you don't have your wish fulfillment. So are things changing in this connection? So far, I don't see anybody changing, especially the other person. I see them like coming to terms with their regret and their loss, but they are too like in the active anguish and regret and loss right now, pile 3, in the awareness, the real deep awareness of what they've lost to be at a state of change yet. This may have just happened, or maybe they've just been regretting it for months and years, but pile 3, it's giving you're the prize. You were the prize and you knew that. And they were the only ones who were confused about that. And now they're out in the cold. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that 5 of Pentacles card come out. And good on you, pile 3. Are things changing in this connection for pile 3? If you want Bookie Butt back, I mean, you can get Bookie Butt back, pile 3, but I would say leave them like this for a bit until they start to learn from their mistakes. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, we have the death card, okay? You said it's over. It's over. You're cooked. Don't show up at my doorstep anymore with your little boombox. And honestly, I respect that, pile 3. Don't show up to my door with no boombox. Please. You should have had all those tears and regrets when you were doing that nonsense and tomfoolery. Are things changing in this connection for pile 3? Okay. Spirit, it's getting a little ghetto here, babes. Let's take a breath, pile 3. I think that's what it really is. We just got to take a breath. Breathe with me. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds, then exhale out through the mouth. Good, pile 3. Let's do one more. Good job, pile 3. I'm really getting good riddance, pile 3. Good riddance. This person has a lot of chaos, a lot of strong emotions. And you, if you're a woman, we can call you Miss Moving On, pile 3, because you're moving away from this. You're like, that's so great. You have all these emotions and feelings and all that. I don't care. Sorry, babes. I don't care. The only apology you accept, pile 3, is changed behavior. And you're like crying and throwing up and sliding down the wall with the little bubble coming out of your nose. That's not changed behavior. So we have the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. And it's interesting that we have these 2 cards because they're not opposing energies, but one is a little effort and one is the ultimate effort. So I'm getting that. Yeah, they're going Hanged Man. They're deciding what their next steps are to try and win you back. So beautiful position to be in because Stink Stink does want you back, but Stink Stink needs to figure their shit out. They got to take a pause. And Spirit is literally saying they're suspending this connection so that a new perspective, a new vantage point can be gained because they need to decide, are they coming in with the little guns or the big guns? You can't come in with both the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. It's one or the other. All right. Pile 3, that is the first half of your tarot cards. Let's get into the rest of the story because what the helly? What's going on? Tell us more to the story for pile 3. Are things changing in this connection? See, here we go. Chaos again. But underneath that chaos is what? Temperance. Bridging those hot and cold energies. This person needs to figure out their emotions for real. I'm getting like with this 90s simp sort of like confessions, crying in the rain energy, I'm getting that this person is really just displaying a large amount of emotions and also maybe even trying to hoover you with some sort of guilt if they were giving off toxicity. And you're very aware, Pile 3, that they need to integrate their emotions and figure out their level. They need to figure out where they really stand and feel about this, because just giving that outward projection of regret isn't actually doing internal introspection in seeing if you really want to move forward with me, if you really regret what you've done and you really care about me and you really want to change and have a connection with me. They haven't done the work yet. So I'm going to say so far, Pile 3, no, nothing is changing in this connection. They're really just wallowing in their regret and, kind of beating on themselves, having a lot of negative self-talk, but they haven't learned their lesson. They haven't changed at all, because to change, you have to move on and learn from your mistakes. And they're just sitting here like, I made a mistake. And what did I tell y'all was going to show up? I said 10 of Swords. Didn't I say that in this pile? I said that I wouldn't be surprised if the 3 of Swords or the 10 of Swords comes out. Yeah, Spirit is saying, let this go for the time being, Pile 3. Their emotions are messy right now, and they need to figure their shit out. 2 of Swords. They don't even know whether they should come towards you, move away from you, because they haven't processed their emotions. And don't bring no boombox over to my house with all that mess, Pile 3. If you want to listen to Jodeci on repeat, you listen to Jodeci at your house alone. You've already moved on, Pile 3. You already got hurt. You're already processing. You're already figuring out how to move forward. So you're not inviting them to bring this energy of heartbreak and anguish and heaviness and betrayal back into your face. They need to reconcile with themselves and learn from their own mistakes. You don't do this. You've closed it out. Maybe if they come back to you with that changed behavior down the line, maybe we could talk. But otherwise, I'm getting that's a non-starter for you, Pile 3. Clarify temperance, please, Spirit. Yeah, you're literally saying when you figure your emotions out, when you balance out, maybe there's potential for a new beginning. Clarify the 10 of Swords, please, Spirit. Clarify the 10 of Swords. Oh, this person a little messy. You thought you could rope me in with some 90s power ballads? You know me very well, but not well enough to rope me into some more BS. No, come on, Pile 3. Stand on that. I'm proud of you. Clarify the 10 of Swords, please, Spirit. It's a little bit too much. It's giving love bombing a little bit. That's not going to resonate for everyone in Pile 3, but for those of you that it resonates with, y'all know who I'm talking about. So we have the 10 of Swords clarified by the 10 of Wands upright and the Moon. Yeah. So this is some hard work and self-healing that they have to do. You're saying, I'm not carrying the burden of this. I'm not carrying the load of what you have done and how you have felt the connection. I'm not carrying all of your self-sabotaging behaviors and self-limiting beliefs. That's work you have to do. You're very clear on that, and you're assigning them to do their work, and you're not staying engaged in the mess with them, Pile 3. Very good. Clarify the 2 of Swords. Spirit just told me you're not even indecisive about this. They're indecisive. Where you're at, Pile 3, is walking away. 4 of Cups. Seek out other possibilities. Look for the magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. You're very self-contained in your emotions, Pile 3. You're requiring them to mature and become self-contained in their emotions to process and do their inner work. And that's the only thing you're checking for with them. Otherwise, you're not checking for them at all, and you'll move on towards a love or a connection that's more in alignment and more fulfilling for you. That's the T, Pile 3. Very good. I'm very proud of you, Pile 3. Let's get some advice and guidance for you, Pile 3. But I already know what those oracle cards are going to say. They're going to say, very good. Keep going. You got this. You standing on business. I need an oracle card that says standing on business. Advice and guidance for Pile 3, please, Spirit. future self. Yeah, you're looking out for your future self. You're not inviting nonsense into your higher self. Come on, power. You see that? I'm not taking that one, though. Advice and guidance for pile 3. I'm literally hearing, I'm standing on business. He's standing on business. Emotion. See, more 90s, because as soon as that card came out, I heard Mariah, got me feeling emotions deeper than I never dreamed of. Okay, Spirit is low-key saying you already got a new stink. If one don't work, get another one. Period, pile 3. That's what I like to hear. Okay? Very good, pile 3. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And listen, all right, let's get into these oracle cards. Future self, who do you desire to become? What do you desire to experience? How do you desire to connect with yourself, with others, and your community? So already pile 1, I'm sorry, why did I say that again? There might be a message for you in pile 1. I'm telling you, pile 3, if it felt like pile 1 resonated with you, pile 3, go and check that out, because that's the second time I said it. I'm getting from this card already that you are making decisions, pile 3, from your higher self, from where you see yourself going. And that's part of the reason that even if you loved and cared about this person, you can stand on business and not accept anything less than you deserve, because you're not asking yourself, what do I deserve now? You're saying, what does the highest version of me, what does the version of me that I see myself as deserve? And you're making choices from there. It says, take some time right this moment to call in a vivid vision of your future self. How does your future self feel in your body? Let your future self inform your thoughts, actions, choices for present you. Confirmation. Connect with your future self to gain valuable insights on how you can live in your life right now. Your future self is already within you, just as a tall oak is contained in an acorn. So that's confirmation. You're already making decisions from that place. Pile 2, Spirit is just saying, yeah, keep doing that. That's exactly what we're asking of you. That's exactly how you stay in alignment with yourself. All right, Miss Mariah, emotion. Feelings are meant to be felt, not pushed away or stifled. Feelings reveal the truth about something that is important to us, however unpleasant or difficult it may be to experience them. It may be helpful to remember emotions as emotion, energy in motion. What feelings need to be fully felt and moved through you today? Having certain feelings does not make you a bad or weak person. You are simply a spiritual being receiving the totality of the human experience with all kinds of energies that need to move through you, through your body before they are released. So Spirit is applauding you for processing your emotions, but Spirit is also saying you might be stifling a little bit of your emotions, pile 3, and only you will know if that resonates for you. But Spirit is saying it's okay to feel heartbreak or irritated or disgust. For some reason, disgust came out with how this person may have treated you. It's okay to feel all of those emotions. It doesn't make you weaker. It makes you more resilient, and it makes you more emotionally available to actually feel and process those emotions. And finally, we have listen. Pause for a moment and turn down the volume of your thoughts. Intentionally listen. Can you hear the secret underground river beneath your feet whispering its knowledge to you, beckoning you to follow its hidden curves? Tune into the mysterious, subtle whispers that get lost in the cacophony of the outside world. It is only when we allow ourselves to be still that we receive vital clues about who we are, what we desire, and where we need to go next. Sometimes the most compelling messages from the universe speak very softly. Are you listening? So Spirit is calling you to continue to go within yourself, pile 3. Continue to cultivate the voice and the bond a clear, distinct bond between yourself and your higher or your future self or your inner being or your inner voice, whatever you are calling it. But what you're doing is working. What you're doing is bringing you into your highest point of alignment. And so really these cards were just confirmation from pile 3 for most of you that what you're doing already is in alignment for you and is going to bring in the fulfilling connection that you're looking for. And then for some of you, this was advice and guidance on exactly how to move forward. So we have the answer to your question. Are things changing in this connection? With this person, the answer was no, pile 3. Not yet, because this person is wallowing in their mistakes, their regrets, and what they have messed up. And you are moving forward, pile 3. So that was your reading, pile 3, for the no contact, separation, lonely hearts clubs, individuals. Are things changing in this connection? I hope the messages resonated for you. I'm very proud of what I saw and read for you today, pile 3. It's always a pleasure to read for you, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Thank you so much for watching today's no contact separation reading on Are Things Changing in This Connection? It was such a pleasure to read for you today, as it always is. I look forward to reading for you again soon. And if you want to tap in with me, join the Cosmo Collective by liking, sharing, commenting, and of course, subscribing to the channel. I always have fresh tarot insights weekly for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if no one told you today, or no one ever told you, I love you to the moon and back. Thanks for joining me today.